It's Coach Nick here again with another smarter and stronger strength conditioning type video. I want to talk a little bit about torso rotation. That's a big topic. It's a hot topic these days. If you talk to the functional type trainers, they're really big into all these big diagonal PNS style patterns, chops, cable chops, wood chops, whatever you want to call it. Then you talk to some other people who are a little more cautious that everything is now anti-rotation. You know, don't rotate at all. You have to resist rotation. And I would probably say both parties are right. It just depends on what type of athletes you're training and the health of and the movement of the individual. But that's kind of really beyond the scope of this video because I could talk about that for hours. But what I want to talk about is this. What we do know just through functional anatomy is that our lumbar spine has a much less rotation than the thoracic spine does. Okay? And also our hips are heavily involved when we do any sort of athletic type rotation when we're upright. This is what we're covering today, upright standing function. Okay, not lying down. So really we've forgotten about the hips. So whether you think that the lumbar spine should only rotate a little bit or not rotate at all, regardless, I'm kind of with that, but we're forgetting about the hips. So if you want true functional ability to transfer force from one side of your body to the other, okay, transverse plane force generation and torque conversion, all the terminology really describing the same thing, you need to possess this. Okay? If I'm just twisting like this, that's spinal rotation. You see, because my hips are not moving. My pelvis is not moving. I'll show you from the profile. Alright? But if I do this, watch this, here, okay, my shoulders and hips are relatively even. This would be hips and shoulders dead even. That's a little thoracic rotation coming more towards you. But this is mostly hip internal rotation on this side and hip internal rotation on this side. Alright? So this is where your athletic ability comes from, all right? We don't move athletically like this. We move athletically like this, okay? So the goal of this video is to tell you this. If your core training or your rotary training is completely incomplete, okay, if that makes any sense, if you're not training your hip rotators, okay, primarily building the ability to internally rotate, all right? Quick little assessment, just have somebody hold their hands like this and rotate. Alright, and if they started parallel and they can keep coming back to parallel, like so, that pretty much means they have a good ability to wind up their internal rotators here and then come back home. If they don't have good ability to wind up those rotators, this is what will happen to their foot, referencing my right foot. Okay, the feet will start to turn out like a duck. Alright, that's a person who can't get length through here, extensibility through here when I wind that up. Alright, no matter how much you train the torso muscles, the abdominals, whether you do crunches, no crunches, rotation, anti-rotation, unless this is taken care of and integrated in to a complete pattern, your rotary training is never going to be complete and you're never going to reach your optimal athletic performance, especially when it comes to transverse plane force transfer, which dominates all athletic sports. So, final point, don't forget about your hips. Hip internal rotation is the big key. Spinal rotation comes second. Okay, so don't mistake this movement for this movement. That's spine, this is hips. This is good, that's no good.